From zero to $100,000 in my business in 52 weeks. So we have plenty of things that we need to do in order to get started with that. So we are going to start with a studio setup today. This here is our Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So if you're new here, hi, my name is Amanda Nicole and I run a company called Freedom Through Divorce. I make personal development and stationary products for women of faith that have been through divorce and want to seek a closer relationship with God. So today we are going to be working on my studio setup. You guys saw in the last video that I have set a goal for myself for this year from zero to $100,000 in my business in 52 weeks. So we have plenty of things that we need to do in order to get started with that. So we are going to start with a studio setup today. And first I'm going to take you along on showing you what we have right now, what we're working with. And then I'm going to show you what I got to set up the space. So this is the current state of what we have. So we've got my printer over here and we are getting ready to move that because I got a new printer that I'm going to be doing an unboxing to later. But I see we have got stuff piled up here, stuff piled in there. This is like stuff in here. Let's see, got my monitor and everything there. Keyboard, my laptop, and this is my old laptop. This is the one that's Windows, so I still have some stuff on there that I need to keep. And then I made this as a little makeshift area for me to be my work area. And so this is the main issue that we're wanting to fix, is that this area, these little tables are super wobbly, and so when I'm filming, if I'm moving on the table or cutting something or something that moves the table, then it moves the video and it's a problem. This is my mouse pad that I already had. I just washed it, so I'm going to put it back over here on this once we can get it cleared off and everything reorganized. And so this is two of the same flimsy tables, and you can see here's my little thing here that, it just is really wobbly. And then this is the little area that I set up that has all of my products and things. And so the drawers have products that are either out. This is like the product stock, and so I gotta get something done with that. But you see how messy it is, and so I just need better organization. And also I just want to be able to record over here and it not look so sad because it really looks sad over here. So we're going to get this together. This is my chair, you guys. It needs help. This is a hand-me-down chair. I can't get another one right now, but I did order a cover for that. It's just not here right this second. So we may have to do a part 2 to this video because we need the cover. And then I also have some pictures that I want to put on the wall, but I have not ordered those yet either. So we'll probably have to do a part 2, but this is our area right now. So left side, we've got our desk. We're going to be redoing that. And then over here is going to be the work area. So this is going to be like our studio area over here. So this is what we're working with right now. And it's going to be a lot, guys, but we're going to get it done. So let's get started. So here is my little Amazon haul and Dollar Tree. Okay, so this is all the Amazon boxes I have except for the tables, which you'll see later. Okay, so this is some beads that I got. I told you guys I was going to be doing some product upgrades, so like upgrading the packaging, and so a lot of this stuff is things that I'm going to be using to upgrade the packaging. So I got a lot of beads because I want to do something with those, and so stay tuned because you guys are going to see that in an upcoming video where I'm going to be upgrading the packaging to some of the products that you saw me making for the market that we didn't have last year. So that's what this is different beads. This is the
top thing is the headbands. I know you guys have been seeing those in the videos. I bought some headbands because I can't be bothered to do my hair. That's some upgraded paper, and this is one of the items that I plan to use to upgrade product packaging. So stay tuned for that. But yeah, the paper, I upgraded the paper because I can't laminate when I own products that you have to be able to write on, but I did want it to be a little bit shinier, so I got some nicer paper. So this one is more glue because I ran completely out of glue, and self-laminating sheets, and then also some transparency sheets. You guys will see in an upcoming video the idea that I have for the transparency sheets did not work, but we'll talk about that later. And then this is a bag sealer that was also part of the failed thing that didn't work, but we'll talk about that later. So this is some more beads that I got. And then this right here is my new best friend, a paper cutter. This is the paper cutter that I wanted from the beginning, but I just couldn't afford it. And so I was able to get this paper cutter because the last one I broke one of the blades off, and then when I was going to order a replacement, it ended up being like almost the same price as a new cutter. And so this is all the stuff from Dollar Tree that I'm going to be using to decorate. So like I was saying, most of the stuff I got from Amazon was stuff to increase, just to help with product development and just restocking stuff that I didn't have. And then all of this stuff is the stuff we're going to be using to decorate and set up the studio. So ignore the heating pack, that's not part of it.
Okay, so you guys have seen everything we've got, everything we're working with, and you've seen the space that we have now. It is a small space, but we are going to make it work. So let's get started.
Okay, so this is me putting together the table that I got off of Amazon. So you are going to see right off the bat that the color is not at all the branding colors that I have. So you know how on Amazon they will have several color options of something, but the color that sells the least will be the cheapest. And so that's kind of what happened. They did not have the purple that I would have wanted, but they did have white and they did have black, and I would have taken either one of those, preferably the white, but the white was $44 and this blue was $18. And so since I wanted two of them, I was like, okay, I can get two for the price of one if I get this blue one and just make it work. So of course that's what I did. So I'm not loving the color, but it was cheap, so I'll take it. So this is me trying to put this desk together. Now, mind you, this thing said that it would take 20 minutes to put together. Okay, I am terrible, and I do mean terrible at putting stuff together. True story, I got my daughter a dollhouse when she was younger, and it was a super nice dollhouse. It was like $300 dollhouse, and it came with the works. It had cabinets, it had a microwave, it had a stove, it had a refrigerator, all the things. And when I say I got her this thing for Christmas, and an hour and a half later I was still working on this thing, and the microwave never did get put on correctly. The door for the stove, I could not get the hinge to swing right. I had redid it like 4 times and it was just a mess. And so I finally got the thing together, but like I said, the microwave never was on right, and it was just she finally ended up, she had literally gone through all of her stuff for Christmas, played with it and everything, was still waiting on her kitchen set. So needless to say, I am challenged when it comes to putting stuff together, but I got it together eventually. So this is me taking all my old station apart and getting the tables down and stuff. So these are tables that actually my daughter had already had in her room, and then we redid her room, and these were just extra tables, so that I ended up making them into my space. And so but of course they are cheap and wobbly, and so I had to get rid of those. And so these are the blue ones that I just put together, and I'm putting them in my space. And so that's going to be my new workstation. I liked them because they were not as wide, and so I could get my chair in and out easier. So this was me trying to put on that tablecloth from Dollar Tree, and it looked terrible. It was paper thin, so I tried to double it, but even doubling it, I could tell that it was going to be wrinkly and it was going to look unprofessional. And the whole point of doing this is for my business to look more professional and more like a business. So I was not going out like that. So I ended up covering the tables with the vinyl, and this is the same vinyl that I use on my the purple wallets and also on the purple course booklet. So as you can see, it is stunning. I absolutely love it, and it's my brand colors. I hated to use the vinyl because, you know, vinyl is expensive, but I just could not fool with the blue and I could not fool with the tablecloth. So this is the printer, the new printer that I was telling you guys about. Thank God for this thing. I'm so excited to use it. So now I am trying to figure out where everything is going to go. So it was like I was trying to think, all right, I want to have the background look decent for videos, but I also want the workspace to be functional. So I was trying to, you know, go back and forth and determine how I was going to do that. And so it was a lot of playing with it and seeing how it was going to look and that kind of thing. And even now, as I'm editing and looking back at it, I have made a couple of changes. So you guys will see the final video next week. But this was just me kind of trying to say, all right, I want to make sure it's functional and I want to make sure that it looks good for a background for the videos as well. And so I've got my cutting board, I've got my the cutting mat, which was so important because when I was doing the products for the market, you guys, if you guys would have seen that white table and the amount of glue and, you know, sticky stuff that got on the table. And so with me doing these tables in this vinyl, I wanted to make sure I was able to keep it clean. And so I got a cutting mat and I'm so excited for that. And so this is me putting some of my product up there and some of the supplies that I use more often. I got a new pair of scissors and that's down there on the bottom. I've got some of my washi tape that's hanging up there. The jewels that I use for a lot of my products and just some of the things that I know I use often, but also things that I feel like would look good in the video, right? So that's, you know, I'm trying to do both, right? Trying to make sure it's functional and look good in the video. So this is me putting some of the things I showed you guys that I'm going to be using to make new products. And so I'm trying to make sure that I have everything I need right there in one area. So I've got a lot of things on the little cart that's over there on the right. And then I've got most of the things like paper and the cutting board and stuff on the left and the printer. And so I'll have my workstation there.
So you guys, let me know, how are you liking it so far? We still have a couple of things we have to do. I've got some of these picture frames here that I want to put up here that I've got to get the pictures done for. So I'm going to work on that. I haven't decided like what I'm going to put there, if I want to put like the logo or if I just want to put some scriptures or what I want to put right there. So comment down below if you have any suggestions. I found a really cute scripture quote that I was going to do from Etsy. I might do that. So we'll see. And so I want to put the picture frames up, and this chair, you guys, I showed you guys this chair. It still needs the backing, the cover. I ordered a cover from Amazon and it did come, but it does not fit. So, and the color is not right either. Let me show you guys. So this is the color that we're working with, which is not the color we need. You guys can see, let me show you. So this is the color vinyl, and this is actually my brand color, but this is the purple next to it. Like that is not the same. You would think it is, but it's totally not the same. So I don't love that. So if it fit, I would have said forget it, it's fine, it's not a big deal. But because it doesn't fit, I'm just gonna try to see if we can get a color that's a little bit closer to the brand. So I got to get the picture frames up, and then next week we have to do the other side. I showed you guys the other side with my computer. We don't have as much to do on that side because, you know, most of the stuff there is going to have to stay there, but we do have to get rid of that other printer. Well, not get rid of, I'm not going to get rid of it. I'm going to just move it. But I'm going to be taking that off of that space so that we can have that a little bit nicer. So we're going to be doing that. And then I also need to get some batteries for these super cute little candles. They are so cute, but we don't have any batteries to light them up. So
couple more things we have to do, not a whole lot, but then I will show you guys a final reveal of our new studio space that I will be filming in, we'll be working in, we'll be doing all the things in. And so I just want to talk to you guys a little bit about why I'm doing this. So it's important, you know, you guys saw last year when I was preparing for the market that didn't happen. I had that space that I showed you guys where I had just basically, well, no, I didn't even have that. At that time, I didn't even have anything. I just had that one desk with my computer, the space that we're going to make over next week. And so I didn't have a workspace. And what I was having to do was I had one of those little white tables that you saw before we did the makeover, and I had just put that in the corner. And that was literally all I was using to make all of my products, was this one little small white table that I got like super cheap. And it was just like repurposed. It was like a table we already had laying around. And I just, you know, that was all I had. And so, but I was having to like work on that table and put all of the stuff that I needed, like all my supplies, on the bed. And so I was constantly working in front of me and then the bed behind me. And it was just like, it was just not efficient. And so then when I got ready to try to get the stuff together for that market, I just got like a 6-foot table from Walmart. Well, I say I got it from Walmart. It was, again, repurposed, one that we already had, that I just, you know, was like, all right, I'll just get this and just put this table out and I'll just make it work to make these products for the market. But it was still, even though it was more space, I was finding it was hard for filming because I didn't have it. I was having to, because it was a 6-foot table, I was having to put it in the living room and not in my room. And so my computer is in my room. And so anytime I needed to print something, anytime I needed anything from the computer, I was having to go back and forth. So that wasn't efficient either. And so it was like I was making it work because, you know, you guys know I was determined to get this business going and to get the products made and those kinds of things. And I advocate for that. Listen, if you are thinking about starting your business and you're waiting for everything to be perfect, do not wait. Okay. Just don't do it. So I didn't want to wait. And so I did go ahead with what I had. And I was just like, okay, it's fine. We'll make it work. And I did. I made it work. I made all the products I showed you guys. You saw in this little thing back here, I have all the products that we have from the market. And I got a lot done, but it was not efficient. And it took like triple the time that it should have taken if I would have just had all my stuff in one area. And so going into 2026, if I'm going to meet the goal of $100,000, I have to be prepared for that, right? That was the conversation that the Lord and I were having, was if you're expecting me to bless this business to make $100,000, you are going to have to be prepared to handle the responsibility that which you would have to get it to that point. And that means that you have to be, you know, have your space looking professional. You have to have branding, like all the things. And so that's what this is really all about. It's about, you know, when I record these videos with you guys, I need to be able to have branding up that shows who I am, shows what I do, you know, that kind of thing. So, you know, that's why I said I'm going to get the pictures up, and I've got, you know, like my products up here. So it's just, you know, increasing the professionalism of what I have. I am grateful that I went ahead and started even when I didn't have it all together, but we always want to be evolving and doing better as we can. And so now for Christmas, I literally asked for the printer because I knew that that was a big ticket item and it would probably be like 6 or 7 months before I would have the money to get that. So I was like, listen, you want to get me something, pitch in for this printer, you know? And so that was a huge blessing to be able to get the printer, because you guys know it was a struggle. You guys know I got that other printer off OfferUp, and I got it for dirt cheap, and it worked for what I needed it to. But again, it wasn't going to take me to $100,000. So I did want to update the printer. And so that's something else that we'll be doing in the next video, is I will be actually setting it up, because right now it's just sitting on up here on our station, but it's not plugged in. I don't have ink in it. I don't have anything. So we're gonna be doing that next video too. So I did all of that in terms of, you know, that's how I was able to do that. And so then all the stuff that I got was literally just like scrounging up every penny I could get to be able to, you know, do the studio makeover. And you guys saw
you know, I got the ugly color desk. You know, I got most of the supplies from Dollar Tree. Like, I really tried to be as cost effective as possible, but also still proceed. And so that's the lesson I really want you guys to take from this is don't wait. Do not wait for everything to be perfect. Go ahead, start your business, do what's on your heart. And but also, continue to improve, right? Start where you are, but don't stay there, right? As you are able to step out on faith and prepare for something greater, do, right? Prepare for something greater. That is how you put your faith out there. That's how you say, God, I believe that you are going to meet me where I am. I believe that you are going to help me meet the goal that I have set. So that's what I'm doing. You guys know, I did get an Etsy sale, but I don't have any other sales. I didn't, we still have to apply for markets. Like, I have all things I need to do to even be able to make this worth it. But I do believe that you have to be prepared and you have to put your faith out there. The faith has to go first, right? But it also has to have action behind it, right? So it was just important for me to be able to run the business the way that I see it, right? Because as entrepreneurs, we have such big dreams, big goals, big visions, and sometimes it can be difficult when what's in front of us is so far from what we have in our mind, right? And so if we can make the atmosphere that we have a little bit closer to what we see in our mind, it will help us be more productive and have a little more faith that things are going to improve. So anyway, that is going to be it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. We are going to continue and do the other side in the next video. Please like, share, and subscribe. And again, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. And please comment down below if you enjoyed this video and anything else that you would like to see in the future. Thank you guys for watching. God bless you in your journey to freedom.